what's happening, guys. I think what we're dealing with here is an epic Staltus Dragonbane. So you may remember I brought you a very, very good alternative to Staltus previously, and that was Lysandra, who was a Lego. However, this time around we're going with an epic that's going to do pretty much the same thing for us. Now, we didn't clear this wave properly, so we'll have to wait for them to take down Uugo here. But we definitely have an epic Staltus going on here. Hopefully now Seer's going to come in with her nuke and just wipe out Uugo. An L clip will do the job. Right, here we have it. We're onto the dragon. It's going to basically work exactly the same, maybe not exactly the same, somewhat the same as Staltus there. So we see all the poisons going on. Now, some of those were from Yumeko, okay? So some of those were from Yumeko. But you will also notice there's none on Yumeko. There is none on Ostrox Boneglaive either. There is some on Seer, and there's none on Lydia. I think that's because of Lydia's resistance though. All of them have gone back onto the dragon, so we've a good lot back on there. We're 1 minute 20 into the fight. We have nearly half of the dragon's health gone, okay? And all of the debuffs on there. He cannot even get his increased attack on because we had block buffs on him there as well. We've just transferred Weaken onto him as well. That's not from Lydia. We've just transferred another poison onto him as well. And that's all coming from Ostrox Boneglaive, guys. He's a very good champion that is often overlooked. I've heard him called out for Hydra a couple of times, and I used him in the Vanguard Divide. No, not the Vanguard Divide. What's it called? Asgard. The Asgard Divide. But he's actually really good here. Okay, so watch, we've decreased attack and we have put it onto the boss there now. So this happens with 100% as well. You don't need the accuracy for it, although I do think I have him built with accuracy. I could actually get rid of some of that accuracy and have him either faster or tankier to make it more viable as well. So you can see that he's gotten now actually, do you know what's happening here, guys? I have slowed this run down because I have some resistance on Ostrox. Okay, so we're actually doing ourselves a disservice because Ostrox is he's not getting all of the debuffs onto him to put them back onto the dragon. So I actually have him too high of resistance. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut here and we're going to come back with a lower resistance Ostrox and see how we go. Okay, stop right there, guys. Click on the link below and get yourself a free Karato Fox Hunter, as well as 4 amazing epics. Here's the exact steps of what you need to do. Log out of Plarium Play on PC. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Here we go. You'll find yourself Karato Fox Hunter, as well as Uugo, Rector, Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. That's it. It's that simple. Click on the link, follow those directions, and on with the video. Okay, we're back and we have cleared the waves much faster this time. So we cleared the waves in 15 seconds because we didn't have, I don't know what happened the last time actually, but we're back onto the boss is the main thing. And you can see we've just transferred the Weaken off Ostrox there onto the boss. So the resistance was a little bit too high, which meant we weren't getting to place the debuffs back on the boss, which meant the boss was getting more turns in which to kill us, in which case he killed us. And that's what the problem was there. So now we have more going on. We're going to work through killing the boss a lot quicker. At this point on the health bar, the last time we were at over a minute. I think we were a minute 20. So we're doing much better this time. And as you can see, we're whittling down his health. Now, there's no decrease attack on my team. but we have decreased attack on the boss. You see up here in the corner. That's because Ostrox was able to transfer it back onto him, both from his A1 and from his passive as well. He's going to transfer some more on now as well. Oh, he didn't because they wore out. They were only for one turn. That's unfortunate. He did get the stun on there. He'll hopefully get some more poisons on now as well. There we go, and we can get them back onto the boss, and away we go. Now, so we need him to get more turns. We have decreased attack on there, which is absolutely beautiful. We didn't get the block debuffs, and I think I need maybe to look at what I'm doing here as well. See that? We transferred the decreased attack on there without it actually going on to Ostrox in the first place, which is huge, and I'll show you the why and the wherefore of that now in a second when we look at Ostrox's actual kit. Okay, so decrease attack and poison on at all times, and that's it done. Now, it's not as fast as Staltus. It's 102 is my record on this. 217 is the record with this team here. This part here, so Lydia, Yumeko, and Seer could be, I don't know, whatever 3 or 4 champions to get you through the waves. They are not the ones that are taking the dragon down. It is Ostrox that's taking the dragon down. As you can see, he done 1.3 million there. That was all on the dragon. Seer done way more damage, but that was all on the waves, okay? So Ostrox is the one that took the dragon down. Is this any good? It's not, and we say goodbye. So let's have a look at his kit and see what it is he's actually doing. So he has, I think he has a pretty good kit, but it very definitely got overlooked. He was immediately looked at as a Hydra champion because he had AoE block buffs on his kit. Now, if we look at this here, so we have Spinal Surge, which attacks all enemies. If 3 or fewer enemies are alive, has a 75% chance of placing a block buffs debuff on each enemy for 2 turns. If 4 or more enemies are alive, has a chance of placing block buffs for 3 turns on all enemies. So that's very, very good. If you think of Hydra, you're thinking block buffs, and there's 4 heads up. You're getting it on there for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. So you can easily see why he was thought of as a Hydra only champion, okay? And what is a Hydra except a dragon with more heads, you know? Really, that's all it is. So for Dragon, he does really good things. So increase accuracy so as everybody else can do their thing and land their debuffs. He also cleanses a random debuff from all allies as well, which could be the difference between life and death as well. A bit of a cleanse goes a long way. Now the passive is class. Whenever an enemy attempts to place a debuff on this champion, has a 20% chance to reflect it back onto the attacker. Now, I wish this was higher, but 20% chance, if you consider the amount of debuffs that the dragon is landing on you, some of them being reflected back onto the dragon is huge, because he's probably landed more than 5. I think he does weaken, decrease attack, and 3 or 4 poisons. So some of them going back onto the dragon every time is incredibly good. Now, I haven't even mastered him, so he'd be faster with War Master. He would be more survivable with some of the other masteries on there. It would make a huge difference, okay? Even Lore of Steel would have him going faster and taking more turns, okay? So that's the passive. That's one way in which he gets the stuff onto the dragon and kills it. The other is this. So attacks one enemy and has a 100% chance when booked of transferring one random debuff from this champion to the target. He also heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of their max HP. Now, if he's your only champion alive, that means he's healing himself every turn by 10%. If you stack that with regen gear, that means that he's healing by 25% every turn, because he's getting a 15% from regen, he's getting a 10% from that hit, so that's 25% heal every turn. Now, if you wanted to bring it a step further, if you have a good blessing on Ostrox, right, what you could do, and I don't have it at the moment, but I have a 3-star blessing on him, and what I could do would be go to, where are we? Chaos. Chaos is the way. We could go to emergency heal, all right? And I've talked about this before, so I'm sure you know, but for those that don't, here we are. So heals a champion whenever a shield buff is placed on them or expires, is removed, or is broken by an enemy attack. The value of the heal is equal to a portion of the champion's max HP, which changes per level of your blessing. So at a 3-star, it's 6% of their max HP. So that would mean a 31% heal every turn on him. So 15 from regen, 10% from his A1, and then we have this kicking in for 6% as well. But you're like, Dahi, he doesn't have a shield. But what you can do is change his equipment, and you can give him where's my equipment? Here we go. You can give him a blood shield ring, and that means that every time he attacks, get my head out of the way here, guys. Every time he attacks, as you can see there, gives the wearer shield worth 5% of damage dealt after attacking. Okay, so it doesn't matter how big your shield is. The shield isn't for absorbing any damage, it's just to have a shield on, which means that every time he attacks, he's getting a shield on himself, and he's replacing it every time he attacks as well, which means that he gets a 6% heal from emergency heal as well. So there you go, 31% heal every time with just a 3-star blessing. So you could see he done it there in 2 minutes and something. The Seer team is, I know, I'm well aware, that is very much mid to late to end game kind of composition, and that's fair enough. That's a good criticism, but you can pair Ostrox up with any other 4 champions to go through the waves and to take down the boss as well. Ostrox will be able to solo him, especially if you have him in regen with good speed and good stats. So let's have a look at that. 67k HP, which is good, but it's not astronomical, guys, especially with blessings and especially with relics and all of that jazz. The defense is good, 4100, 267 speed, and then accuracy and resistance don't actually matter here. I actually want less resistance than that, okay? Now the regen gear I put in him is regen gear from Drain. On him, I want high resistance for a different thing, but that's the reason it's so high. Otherwise, I would try and have it as low as possible, okay? We'd also then buff him up with masteries like War Master, Lore of Steel for better effect, and possibly even Lay on Hands for better healing, Healing Savior again for the same reason, or we could go down the defense tree, reduce damage by AoE attacks and increase the amount of healing and shields that we get as well. So either of those are valid to go down. I would probably go with health into healing, and then over into Lore of Steel, and then on this side straight down into War Master, okay? So that's how I would build them out. So that is Ostrox Boneglaive. I put Rod of Blasphemy on him as well, because you're going to get a lot of debuffs in Dragon. So why not have some benefit from that? We get a little bit of extra HP. We get 3% less damage if under any debuffs. It's not per debuff. So any debuff and he gets 3% less damage. Why not have that on there? If you can level up Rod of Blasphemy, you can get that up to a 10% reduction as well. Is it 10%? It's not. It's 8%. That's a weird number to have at that Plarium. What are you thinking? So that's Ostrox Boneglaive. Regen. Is he a budget Staltus Dragonbane? Is he an epic Staltus Dragonbane? Let me know what you think, guys. I think that was a pretty cool little example of what he can do for a much overlooked champion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if there's any other champions that would like to see me have a go at and put through their paces as well. And I will talk to you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.